Hey guys, Simon again. I want to go through and highlight the plus signs on both the 15 tick and the 24 tick charts, where you have both the plus sign and the pink dot in certain combinations. So I'm going to lay that out. I'll go through Friday. The reason they're important is they give significant extensions when you get them, and they do not print and rewrite. So we already know the pink dot is really powerful by itself. It tells us there's a lot of volume in that bar, right? So there's two things with that. Okay, first, um, if you get the pink dot with the plus sign stuffed, okay, the stuffed bar will usually stick. So the issue is the plus sign by itself can get rewritten, meaning if it doesn't get the second bar there, then this plus sign will rewrite. Once the second bar is printed, the plus sign sticks, right? So in this case, you get plus sign down, stuffed. Your entry is actually on the second bar, okay, or the retest of the original plus sign, okay. But the plus sign with the pink dot on it, or the plus sign reversed by a pink dot, follows through almost immediately. They're both good. One's just you can enter on the first bar. So if we went through Friday looking just for that signal, this is what you end up with. So I'm going to go to 8:30 and just highlight them. Then I'll go to the 24. This should be a really short video, right? So now I want to be clear. It can rewrite with the plus sign, but it is unlikely. With the plus sign with the pink bar, but it is unlikely to do so, right? So here's 8:30 in the morning. Here's the pink bar with the plus sign. It tells you two things. A, we're probably going to accelerate. We're probably going to accelerate a significant amount, right? Meaning, in my eyes, 15 to 30 points, right? Now, it can print, lift, and retest this bar, right? And if it retests this bar, your entry is on the first bar that's in the same direction as that plus sign pink dot for the extension, right? So when I'm looking over here, so to give you a contrast to that, if I get a plus sign, the issue is when it's on the turn bar. So like usually this sticks, like once it prints here, unless it gets stuffed immediately. But the entry is always, you need the second bar to make sure that plus sign sticks, right? So you'll see here plus sign, backside test, continuation, extension. So it's a two-step, right? If I get this, I can just enter the bar. It's really a 7 to an 11 point stop depending on your preference, right? But that's a straightforward entry, right? So now I'm just going to go through and show the entries. I think I've explained it well enough. Pink bar with plus sign, go. Pink bar with plus sign, go. There are some stops in here, right? Nothing's perfect. Pink bar with plus sign, it only goes 2, it reverses. And if you reverse over this point of control, if you get a point of control over the point of control of this bar, you are likely to break out in continuation. So when you're in trend up, you're looking for that plus sign down and then the point of control over. Let's see where I have this plus sign with pink bar here. Plus sign with pink bar, you can see it gets backside tested, but it does accelerate for, in this case, it looks like it's 60 to 83. Here's an example of a plus sign where it got stuffed. And you can see again, once you get the point of control underneath this guy, it's no bueno. And you get the point of control underneath, comes up for a backside test, accelerates to the downside. This one just accelerates to the downside. They never get the point of control over this point. And you'll see when they get the point of control over that, see how they backside test it and now push the other way. So they tried to reverse here, and you'll notice these are usually giving you exits. So I'm taking every trade, right? I'm not trying to line up, in this example, I'm taking every trade. I'm not trying to line up all our other knowledge points and understanding of the market, right? I'm just going through and saying, hey, here's examples, right? So it's example plus sign down. You get the point of control over, see ya, it's off to the races. Okay, and I'm just looking for the plus sign with the pink dot. So I'm skipping every other setup. Plus sign, pink dot. Again, you can see the point of control gets over. They squeeze, plus sign, pink dot. And let me tell you what the reward here is if you can get your risk off, right? So sometimes, yeah, it doesn't accelerate as far as we'd like, right? Like that's an apex trap. Coming up off of it, you get the plus sign down, but you're in a head and shoulders, right? But over here, see how you've gone inverse supernova here? Plus sign down. Now look at the extension. The potential extensions to the downside are just enormous, right? Over here, you have a head and shoulders, plus sign, pink bar. If we're in a position where they're going to squeeze to the upside. Plus sign, pink bar that's stuffed. Again, look at the extension. That's over New York lunch, right? I'm trying to make sure I don't miss one. Plus sign, pink bar, stuffed. Plus sign, pink bar, stuffed. And they tried, again, this is, you wouldn't look for a complete roll down quite yet there. Once it goes inverse supernova, which it did right here. Now if you get a plus sign pink bar, they tried to stuff it, but they came right back over here. And this is the important part, right? If you take this long and then you get a plus sign pink bar the other direction, get out of the trade, right? Actually, I would, and I will double flip that because look, the important part again, the size of the extension. So let me explain this. If you're catching 4 trades and 2 trades stop for 11 points, let's say that's minus 22, and one goes for 55, right? You've just knocked it out of the park. Knocked it out of the park, right? So the point is how far these extend, and there's 2 important things to remember, both in the direction of, and once you get a point of control underneath, that's the release. Okay, so I'll go through. They don't all work. They don't all work, but a lot of them work, and they work really, really great. And I'll be hunting them. I'm willing to take losses again. The size of the extension, I know this is at the close, is significant, and it does the same thing on the 24 tick. So I'll give you a few examples there really quick. So let's just go to a random place. I'm looking for plus sign with pink dot. Let's see if I get any. There's plus sign with pink dot. You can see the size of the extension. That's 7:41 a.m. They don't show up as much on the 24 tick, which is fine. Plus sign, pink dot. See that right there? Now once you get the point of control underneath, it's over. See that? Plus sign, pink dot, no extension, point of control underneath, plus sign, pink dot, significant extension, right? Again, I would have expected this to lift. I'd have been long here, right? And I would have expected this to lift. Once I get a point of control underneath that second bar, right, which is right here, I would expect the acceleration to the downside, right? So I'm really keen off of on that combination, that pink star, and then the stuff works the other way around. Let me show you. See if we can find one on the stuff here. I'm working on a 1 bar. Of course, now I can't find one. What I want is a pink dot up or down, but then get stuffed by a pink dot. This is what I'm looking for, and I just can't find it here. Let's see if I can find it someplace else. And its rarity is part of the reason why I want it. and no love. I can't find it right now. But I will find an example of it and post it. Right? So anyways, that's my 2 cents. Hope that helped. That's what I'll be looking for today. So like, see that right there, right now? That plus sign pink dot? Yeah, I'm good to go on that, right? I would expect it to push down. If I get a point of control above it, I'd expect it to push the other way. So, great example right there. And again, 20, if the entry is 20, the stop is 30 or 32. 31, 11 points usually keeps you in the trade from here. In most circumstances, this is pre-market, so that's 20.75, so 31.75, call it 32, keeps you in that trade. Okay, 32 keeps you in that trade. So that's my 2 cents, guys.